Hi guys, my name is Daniel Simisola and this video is all about a tutorial about the introduction to database. So in our first topic, we will discuss the importance of database. We will understand the difference between the data and the information. And we will understand the hierarchy of data from bit to database. Different the concept of database system, and database management system. And understand the concept of transaction, its properties. And we will understand the advantage and disadvantage of using a DBMS. So our second topic is all about the ERD ER diagram, the entity relationship data model. We will set a concept that describes the structure of the database, the associated retrieval and updates on transaction on the database. So sa ating second topic is we will discuss all about the entity relationship data model o yung ating ER diagram. Kung paano gumawa ng ER diagram sa Draw.io and what is the meaning of attributes, the entities, the mapping cardinality that we will use on creating a relationship diagram. So that's it. We will start. Hi guys, welcome to another video. This is Daniel Gimisola for your online tutorial. In this video, I will explain the importance of database. So our topic overview is what is data versus information, data management, database, transaction properties, database system, and data system environment, database management system or DBMS, and what is the role of DBMS, and what are the advantage and disadvantage of DBMS. So we will start our online session. So keep up and keep watching until the end. So here, I prepare a PowerPoint presentation for today's video. So first, the introduction to database. First, what is data and what is information? Data and information are closely related but distinct concepts in the context of data information system. What is data? Data are raw, unprocessed facts, and figures without context. Data can be numbers, text, images, or any other type of raw input. For example, 42, John Doe, and 01/01/2024, or what we call January 1, 2024, are all pieces of data, and data in its own doesn't convey any meaning. So this in this video on data it is a piece of a data na makikita natin sa isang information like name, the age, and the birth date of a person. So yun, that is data. Can be numbers, text, or images. It's a raw input. So wala pa siyang masyadong information doon. Para lang siyang tao. Tao lang siya pero datin ma-distinguish kung anong klaseng tao. So, next is information. Data that has been processed, organized, or structured in a way that gives its meaning or context. When data is interpreted, given context, it's become information. And the example in this is John Doe is 42 years old as of January 1, 2024. Is information derived from the raw data mentioned earlier. In essence, information is what we get when data is analyzed or processed in a way that is become useful or meaningful. So dito naman sa information, makikita natin na buo na siya. Yung mga nakita sa data, pinagsama-sama para magkaroon tayo ng panibagong information. So yun. Next, what is data management? Data management is a discipline that focuses on the proper generation, storage, and retrieval of data. Given the crucial role that data plays, it is obvious that data management is a core activity for any businesses, government agency, service organization, or charity. So ang data is focused on the proper generation storage. Sa data management, dito na-restore lahat ng data na kailangan natin. It's a crucial role that plays. It is obvious that data management is a core activity for any businesses, government agency, services, organization, or charity. So yun, that is that is data management. In this picture makita natin is what is the evolution of hierarchy of data. Kung paano nagsimula, simula sa bit, sumunod yung byte, sumunod yung field to record, record to file, and file to database. What is bit? Dito kung makita natin dito sa pictures is bit is a binary digit 0 or 1. An example of this is bits can represent any two-state condition such as on or off, but usually are combined into bytes to represent data. Dito sa bit na to, gumagamit lang ng data na 0 and or 1. And nag-evolve siya into byte. Sa byte naman, one character or another unit of information consisting of 8 bits. So mas lumaki yung data sa bytes. So sa bytes, ang example niya is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So yon, after ng byte is nag-evolve siya into field. And field is individual elements of data such as a person's first name. Example dito is pangalan. Pangalan, katulad ko, Daniel, and Ami. So yon, mas tumaas siya. Kung sa una, naging 0 and 1 lang siya, sa bit, naging 0, 0, 1 lang siya, tapos sa byte, mas tumaas, nagkaroon siya ng more than 8 bits. Ito naman sa field is, mas tumaas din siya. Naging, mas lumaki yung data niya. At pwede ka na mag-store ng pangalan. So, next is record. What is record? Related groups or fields such as a person's name and address data. Ito naman is makita natin dito, kumpleto na yung data, kumpleto na, mayroon na siyang pangalan at yung pangalan, yung lugar, at mayroon dito ang contact number. So yun, sabi ito, Amelie, 123 Hill Street, Seattle, WA 99999. So makita nito mas lumaki na yung data na kayang store. So yun, meron siyang pangalan, meron siyang streets, address, kung saan nakatira yung tao, at meron na siyang number. Contact number dito, contact details. So yun, susunod is yung file. Yung sa file naman, file is a many related records. Ito yung pinagsama-samang records ng ating data. So yun, this is many related records, pinagsama-sama siya. Kung makita na sa example, nandito na lahat. Kompleto na siya, kumbaga. Pero mas tumas pa siya pagdating dito sa database. This is a related files. Kumbaga, lahat ng files ng students. Dito sa files, isa mo lang na estudyante. Pero pagdating sa database, lahat ng records ng students is nakuha niya na. So yun, that is the hierarchy of data. Kung paano siya nag-flow from bit to byte, byte to field, field to records, record to file, and file to database. And In this lesson, we will focus about what is database all about. So next, what is what is database? Ano nga ba ang database? Sabi dito, database is a shared, integrated computer structure that stores a collection of the following. Number one, the end user data, which is raw facts of interest to the end user. And the second one, it's a description of data, characteristic, and a set of relationship that links the data found within the database, known as the metadata. So, ang definition ng database, it is a structured collection of the data stored electronically. What is the characteristic of database? It's organized by field, records, and files. Allows for efficient data retrieval, modification, and deletion. For example, relational database. Gagamit tayo ng MySQL. So yun, and NoSQL database which is yung MongoDB. And what is the purpose? To manage large volume of data systematically. So yun. So database is, makita natin, database is a shared, integrated computer structure that stores a collection. So yun, kung makita natin kaganina, yung definition ng database sa unang slides, database is a related files. Dito sa database na to, dito lahat naka-restored lahat ng mga files. For example, sa isang campus, lahat ng files ng lahat ng students is naka-restored sa MIS. Lahat ng mga information nila lahat about estudyante sa Alaminos City Campus ng PSU Alaminos is naka-restored lahat ng database sa isang database. So yun. Kung makita natin dito, the metadata provides a description of data characteristic and a set of relationship that link the data found within the database. For example, the metadata component stores information such as a name of each data elements, the type of values like numeric, dates, or text stored on each data elements whether or not the data elements can be left empty, and so on. Therefore, the metadata provides information that complements and expand the value and use of the data. In short, metadata represent a more complete picture of data in the database. Given the characteristic of metadata, you might hear a database described as a collection of self-describing data. Database shouldn't only care about the insertion and modification of the data in the database. At times, it should also focus on how to protect the data stored in the database from unauthorized access. Kung makita nito, hindi inaayaan ng database na mapasok sila ng kainay na lang mga unauthorized na mga tao. Kaya sa database, it is a highly secured database where your data is stored. Properties of transaction. In the context of database, a single logical operation on a data or an event that occurs on the database is known as a transaction. First transaction. Atomicity ensures that all operations in a transaction are completed successfully, otherwise the transaction is aborted. So atomicity ensures that all operations in the transaction are completed successfully. So, hindi ay hinayaan na di di maging successful yung data, yung pagtransact ng data. So yun, it requires that each transaction be all or nothing. If one part of the transaction fails, the entire transaction falls, and the database state is left unchanged. On the other hand, if one part of transaction is successful, then it should be reflected in the database. So yun, sa atomicity, it's all or nothing. Kung nag-fail yung isa, babagsak na isa. Kaya dapat, it must be fully successful na matransact yung data sa ating database. Kaya dapat, it must be fully successfully. Dahil pag di siya naging fully successful, it may fail. Sabi nga dun sa definition niya. It may fail pag di na transact na mabuti yung data natin. That is atomicity. Next, consistency. The consistency property ensures that any transaction will bring the database from one valid state or another. So sabi dito, the consistency property ensures that any transaction will bring the database from one valid state to another. Tama nga naman sinabi niya. Pero consistency ensures that the database remains consistent before and after the transaction. So, this is a consistency, di ay inayaan na mabago yung isang data. Kung ano yung binigay mong data before, yung pa rin yung lalabas sa data after ng transaction. That is consistency. Isolation. It ensures that the concurrent execution of the transaction result is a system state that will be obtained in transaction were executed serially one after the other. So, isolation naman tayo. Ano nga ba isolation? Isolation ensures that the transaction are independent for each other. So, yun. Dito naman sa transaction na to, sa klaseng transaction na to sa isolation, sinusuguro niya na yung isang data will be independently kailangan niya yung isa ring data. So yun. Next is durability. It means that once a transaction has been committed, it will remain so, even if the event of power loss, crashes, or errors. Dito man sa durability, from the word durability, tumatagal. Tumatagal siya. So yun, durability ensures that once a transaction is committed, it remains so even the event of system is failed. So yun, kahit masira yung transaction, kahit mawalan ng connection, magkaroon ng problema dun sa transaction, it will remain. Hindi siya magbabago, hindi siya may sira kumbaga. Kasi nga durability nga. Next, let's talk about what is database system. Kung kaganina pinag-aralan natin yung mga different type transaction and what is database. Ngayon naman, what is database system? Ano nga ba ang database system? Sabi dito, a database system defines and regulates the collection, storage, management, and use of data. And there are a major parts of database system sa ating database system. So yun, sabi dito, a database system is a combination of the database or the DBMS, an application program that access the database. What are the major parts of the database system? The database, the actual data storage, the DBMS, the software, that manage the database, the application programs, interfaces for users to interact with database. What are the different type of what is the different type of a database? First is first is the hardware. It refers to all the database system physical devices. So sa hardware is it's a familiar thing sa hardware. Sabi nga natin ba hardware? Ito yung mga bagay na nakita natin like laptop, the monitor, the keyboard, the power supply unit, the mouse, the speaker, the printer. That is the example of a of an hardware. It is a physical things that we can touch. That is an hardware. So next, software. Kung may hardware, may din software. So software refers to the components that are needed to make the database function fully. There are three software needed for the database system to achieve this scope. Software. This is the application that we use in our computers. But we have three types of our software. First is operating system. What is operating system? It manages all hardware components and make it possible for all the software to run on the computers. Example, the Microsoft, Windows, Linux, Mac, Mac OS. So yun, operating system. Ito yung mga iba't ibang klaseng operating system na ginagamit natin. Like, in this, in my laptop, in this laptop, they use Windows operating system. And the other brand, the counterpart of a Windows is a Mac OS that use that been used of the company named iPhone Apple. Ginagamit nila yung OS, operating system na Mac. And we have a pinaka mas magandang operating system which is yung Linux. Pero para sa ating mga simpleng tao is napaka-komplikado yung gamitin. Kaya itong Windows na to it is a friendly operating system. User-friendly operating system tong Windows na gagamit natin dahil lahat ng icons niya, lahat ng mga nakapaloob sa operating system ng Windows is kayang-kayang gawin, kayang-kayang intindihin ng simpleng tao. Di katulad ng mga ibang mga OS na kailangan pa talaga siyang siyagain na pag-aralan. So yun, the example of the operating system is the Microsoft, Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And different naman siya sa mobile phone natin. Kung sa mobile phone, ang kaparehas ng Windows is Android. And kaparehas naman ng ng iOS is yung Mac OS. So yun, dalawang yun yung naglalaban-laban lagi. Pero ang mas maganda at ang pinaka safe na gamitin, secure na gamitin na operating system, nasasabi nila is the Mac OS and the iOS na gamit ng iPhone na company. Dahil ang operating system na Windows at yung operating system ng Android is masyado siyang maraming tao, maraming users. At maraming mga gumagamit noon, kaya madali siyang i-hack. Kaya, yun, the Android use operating system that is next is the DBMS software. It manages the database within the database system. For example, the Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and MySQL. Sa DBMS software naman is gumagamit tayo sa mga ginagamit natin pang encode sa mga paggawa ng mga ERD diagram. Yung mga yun. Dito gagamit yung DBMS software. Next, the applications program and utility software. They are used to access and manipulate data in the DBMS to manage the computer environment in which data access and manipulation take place. Example, Adobe Dreamweaver, Microsoft Visual Studio, and Web Server. Ito naman yung mga ginagamit yung mga code na ginagamit natin yung mga pang-code na bagay-bagay. So next, the people. The third major parts of a database system. People. This component includes all users of the database system on the basis of job functions. These users may be described as the following. First, the system administrator. What is the system administrator? They oversee the database system general operations. The next one is the database administrator, also known as DBA. They manage the DBMS and ensures that the database is functioning properly to avoid system glitches in the failure. So, itong system administrator at itong database administrator, yung dalawang yan is magkasama lagi yan sa pag sasaayos ng ating database system. So, the third one is the database designer. They simply design the database structure that will dictate the usefulness and effectiveness of the database environment that these people will develop. Ito namang database designer, siya yung nagsasaayos nung proper flow ng ating database system. He simply designed the database system. Sabi nga, di ba? Next, the system analysis and programmers. They design and implement the application programs. They also design and create data, entry screen reports, procedures through which end user access and manipulate the database data. So, itong mga system analysis and programmer, sila yung gumagawa ng program sa ating database system. Now, next one is the end user. These are the people who use the application programs to run the organization daily operation. So, mga end user na ito yung mga tao gumagamit sa pang-araw-araw. Sila yung mga tao na gumagamit lagi ng database system. Next is the fourth one is the procedures. The procedures. What is procedures? These are the instructions and rules that govern the design and use of database system. Procedures are a critical component of the database system. They help to ensure that the companies have an organized way to monitor and audit the data that enter the database information general from those data. Sabi ito, sila yung nag-asa sa ayos ng pagkasunod-sunod yung mga information na papasok sa ating database system. And then, last one is the data. Data. This refers to the collection of facts stored in the database because data are the raw materials from which information is gathered, determining what data to enter into the database and how to organize those data is a vital part of the database designer job. So, galing na explain natin about yung data. Data, ito yung mga pieces of an information. Para makagawa tayo ng information, kailangan natin ng mga marami pang mga data. Next is this figures is this is the database system environment. So, makita natin to yung procedures. From procedures to database administrator, database administrator is nakakonekta siya sa system administrator. Then, procedures writes and enforce database administrator. And database administrator, itong system administrator, supervise niya itong database administrator. And database administrator is manage the the computer that we use, and the computer that we use is designs database designer. Yung database designer nag-create dito sa data natin. And dito naman sa kabila is the end user or the programmer. Sila yung gumagawa ng application program. Si programmer nag-write ng application program, at si end user naman yung gumagamit ng application program. And the application program is access to DBMS data. So yun, and magkakolekta yung mga yan from to hardware. So pag naglagay si end user ng mga information tungkol sa kanya, si programmer nagsulat din ng mga bagay kung saan niya, pupunta yan dito sa ating database management system. As we see, this is the database system environment. So next, what is database management system? Commonly known as DBS is a collection of programs that manages the database structure and control access to the data stored in database. For example, imagine that a database has a very well organized electronic filing cabinet in which powerful software known as database management system that helps manage the cabinet's content. So itong database management system is a software that provides an interface for users to interact with databases. And the function of it is to data definition, data manipulation, data security, data integrity, data recovery, and concurrency. For example, we use Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server. So this is the illustration of a DBMS. So you can see the Human Resources Department, Logistics Department, and Accounting Department is gather the information here in the DBMS. And data in this DBMS, dito na makita yung mga lahat ng information is sa tatlong entity na ito, which is the employee accounts, inventory, and the sale. Ito lahat na papaloob lahat. Nire-restore lahat ni DBMS lahat ng mga information, lahat ng data ng tatlong entity na ito. So what's the role of DBMS? The Database Management System, or the DBMS server, serves as the intermediary between the user and the database. The database structure itself is stored as a collection of files, and the only way to access the data in those files is through the DBMS. The DBMS receive all application requests and translate them into a complex operation required to fulfill those requests. The DBMS hide such as much of the database internal complexity from application program users. So this is the role of DBMS, the end user. We can request the data and the DBMS data management system also on this end user. And this is the database structure, the metadata, which has customer, invoice, product, to the end user data. So that's it for the introduction. To database. So again, we have advantage and disadvantage of a DBMS. First, the advantage is it improve data sharing. Sabi nga, di ba? Kasi nga, masasaayos lahat ng information, lahat ng mga data na kailangan natin is in-store lang siya ng DBMS ng iisa. So, yun. Better data security. Next, reduce data redundancy, enhance data integrity, centralized data management. And the disadvantage of data management system is complexity, cost, performance in certain cases. Size, DBMS can be resources extensive, requires skilled personnel. So, ito yung mga disadvantage ng ating database management system kasi hindi siya basta-basta na napag-aaralan. So, summarize all the key points covered this session. We have let's let's recall all the all the key points of this session. We have database information. We talk about what is data and what is information. The data management. We talk about what is data management, the hierarchy of data, the database, what is database, properties of transaction, atomicity, which is atomicity. We have a 7 properties of transaction: the atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability, and that's it. And what is database system? Database system. We have this is the database system, the major part of the database system. The hardware, software, operating system, DBMS software, application program, and utility software, people, procedures, data. And we see about what is database environment system and what is the role of DBMS. And that's it. The disadvantage and the advantage of a DBMS. So that is our first topic for today's video, the introduction to the database. And the next video is all about the entity relationship diagram. We will talk about what is relationship data model. What is entity, what is the attributes, and paano gumawa ng ERD diagram. Now we'll move on to our next topic, the entity relationship model diagram. So this is our topic, our next topic. It's all about the entity relationship data model. So the conceptual data model is a set of concepts that describe the structure of the database and the associated retrieval and update transaction on the database. We have the entity relationship model. We have entities, attributes, and relationship. So this is our entity. This is the example of our entity. The entity type is the employee. The name of the table, employee. And we have the attributes, mga katangian niya. Ito yung mga attributes niya, the SSN, the last name, first name, the address, and the city. So yun, nakapaloob dito yung mga primary and the primary tapos mga foreign key. Entity types. We have entity types. The weak entity. An entity type that is existence dependent on some other entity type do not have their own key. Example, the employee are dependents. Ito yung mga entity type na dumidepende lang sa sarili nila na entity, which is our yun. Next, the strong entity type. An entity type that is not existent dependent on some other entity. So yun. Next, the attributes is the pieces of information about the entities. Ito yung mga information ng ating entities. So yun. Analysis must, of course, identify those proposed application, give rise to record items of the data in the database. The characteristic of attributes is attribute name, the domain from which attributes values are taken, whether the attribute is a part of the entity identifier, whether it is a permanent or time varying, whether it is required or optional for the entity. The type of attributes. We have a simple, composite, single-valued, multi-valued, and derived attributes. We have a single components with an independent existence. The composite, multiple components each with an independent existence. We have a single value, hold a single value for a single entity. Multi-valued, hold a multiple values for a single entity. We have a derived attributes. Value is taken from a related attributes. For example, simple and single valued. The example of this is a gender or the civil status. Simple and multi-valued, its example of this is a phone number. So the composite naman is the example is the name. The composite and multi-valued naman is yung address. We have a mapping cardinality. We have a mapping cardinality expresses that the number of entities to which another entity can be associated via a relationship diagram. Ito yung mga ginagamit natin sa ERD para magkaroon siya ng relationship. We have mapping cardinality expresses the number of entities to which another entity can be associated via a relationship set. We have one-to-one. The example of this is a building to location. We have one-to-many, and the example of this is the hospital to patient. Many-to-many, the author and the book. We have recursive. This is the manager and the employee relationship. This is the notation of ER modeling. We have the entity type, which is the rectangle. In weak entity type, it has a borderline. It's a double rectangle. And relationship type, which is a diamond. We have attributes, an oblong, and a multi-valued attribute, which is a double oblong. Derived, it is a guhit-guhit na oblong. And we have ito yung ginagamit natin sa one cardinality, one-to-one cardinality. This is the many-to-many cardinality. We can use many to one, ito yung gagamitin natin dalawa. Pag one-to-one, ito lang dalawa. Pag many-to-many, itong dalawang ito. Pag mandatory naman, lalagyan siya ng ganitong guhit sa gitna. And the optional naman is yung bilog. So we have one, many, mandatory, and optional. That is our notations for ER modeling. And this is the complete ER diagram. We have three entities, which is department, employee, and project. So first, we have a department. May attribute ang department na department ID at department name. Department ID is mandatory, works for many employee. So yun, kung titigan natin, meron silang guhit dito, which is the mandatory. So department is manages employee. So optional siya. Department, dito may mandatory dito sa manages employee. So, sa employee naman meron siyang apat na attributes, which is the employee ID, the name, the address, the birth date. So yun. So employee is works on projects. This is a optional. Many, optional, and mandatory. So works on an hours to a project. So yung project naman is meron siyang dalawang and attributes, which is the project ID, the project name. So yun, sa employee, this works for department. So yun, employee, mandatory, many to one, yung kanyang relationship. Many to one, and mandatory to mandatory. The department naman is one, one is to one, ang kanyang pag-manage. We have mandatory and optional. Dito naman is many to many, which, so meron tayo ditong optional and mandatory. So yan yung buong complete ERD diagram. Papasin natin meron tayong tatlong entity. At bawat entity, meron siyang mga attributes. And we have tatlong mga relationship type. Tignan dito, meron siyang relationship type. So yun, let's proceed to actual. Punta tayo sa ating Draw.io para gumawa ng bagong ERD diagram. ER diagrams. So, dito na makita rin dito sa ating Draw.io na meron tayong customer, tatlong entity, which is customers, the orders, and the shipments. So, dito sa customer, meron siyang dalawang attributes. Meron siyang primary key, which is the customer ID, and meron tayo ditong orders, may primary key na order ID, meron siyang FK na customer ID, may foreign key siya na customer ID, at meron siyang isa pa attributes na order date. So yun, meron tayong yung pangatlong entities, yung shipments, meron siyang primary key na shipment ID, and meron siyang foreign key na order ID, at meron siyang isa pang attribute sa shipment date. So yun, kung makita dito, merong meron siyang meron siya ditong tatawag nating mapping cardinality. So yun, meron siyang mandatory, meron siyang one to many, customer can have many orders, and one is to many lang. Then yung ano niya dito. Makita natin, mayroon ditong mandatory, meron ditong optional. So let's do another, yun natin kung meron, kuha tayo ng paribagong ano. So yun, bagong items. So let's open another diagram in Draw.io to make a diagram, an ERD diagram. We will create a new, let's create, yun, click create, then makita natin man tayo ito, pwede natin yung entity relationship. So yun, let's put some table. Another table. And another table. So we have three tables. We have three entity. Table 1, table 2, and table 3. So yun, atin gagawin yan. So we will use a We will use is map cardinality. For example, table 1. So, dito sa draw ay makita natin meron tayong 0 to many, we have 1 to many, 1 to mandatory, 1 mandatory, 1 to 1, 1, 0 to 1, we have many to many, 1 optional to many optional. We have 1 mandatory to many optional. We have 1 mandatory to 1 optional. We have 1 mandatory to many mandatory. We have 1 optional to many mandatory. We have mandatory to mandatory. We have many optional to many mandatory. We have many optional to many optional. So, yun yung mga ating magamit natin na mapping cardinality. So, yun. For example, let's make this one first table a this this row, then make this. Kunwari, ito ay isang department, ay school. Then let's make another table. Bubura siya. Oh, what's happened? Copy this table. So, make this student. Let's assume this is the student. So, yan. Dito mo tayo sa dalawang entity. So, we will school ID. And this is the student naman, student ID, the primary key. So, the location, lagyan natin ng sa school, abang mo yan sa school. Lagyan natin ng faculties. Tapos, yung mga faculty, may mga rooms. Sa student naman, dyan yung kanilang age, address, ay ano to, palitan natin to ng palitan ng dalawang to ng ng course. Year, tapos Yun, yun lang muna. So, dito kita natin may dalawa tayong entity na may primary key at may mga attributes. So, yun. So, sa school, meron tayong ayan, sa school at student relationship. So, school can assist one is to many, mandatory. Kasi school kaya niyang ma mag-assist ng one to many students. So, yun, we use a many, one to many. So, yun, kasi sa school kaya pwede siyang tumanggap ng maraming estudyante. Kasi student naman, yun yung simpleng paraan ng ating paggawa ng ating ER diagram. So, meron pa tayo isa. Ito naman isa is para gumawa ng ER diagram talaga. Gagapit naman tayo dito ng mga shapes tulad ng rectangle, oblong, ellipse, ng diamond, at ang mga cardinality, mga mapping cardinality. Mamaya. So, yun. Una, meron pa tayo tatlong entity. So, yan, tatlong entity. Lalagyan lang tayo tatlong rectangle para mag-represent siya na entity. So, yun. We have unang-una, the department, the employee, and the activities. So, yun. Lagyan natin ng attributes ang bawat entity. So, yun. Lagyan natin to ng department ID. Department ID. Ito naman, lagyan natin siya ng department name. So, yun. Yan yung attributes ng ating department. Yun. Ating employee naman, lagyan natin siya ng attributes din. Lagyan natin siya ng employment ID. Pa natin ng isa, dalawa pa. Lagyan natin ng name, the name of the employee. Lagyan natin ng ellipse, lagyan natin ng address. Yun, tatlo siya, mayroon siya tatlo. Ito naman, lagyan natin siya ng dalawa rin. The project, the activity ID, and the project name, the activity name. Yun, lagyan natin siya ng siya ng line, and let's connect it sa kanyang entity. So yun. Gawin na natin sa iba. Yun, connected na siya. Wait lang natin yung entity. Attributes sa ating entity. Siya na connect. Tingnan natin. Sorry guys, wala tayong mouse eh. Hindi natin siya maano masyado. Next, sa ating activities, lagat siya ng line or the relationship. So yun. Tapos na. Then, pag meron na siyang mga attributes, ang ating mga entities, let's make the mapping cardinality na. So, una muna, lagyan po natin siya ng relationship type. Relationship type. Lagyan natin siya ng relationship type. Employee, partner. Employee to activities. Employee. Employee. Department to employee. Yan pati ng isa sa ano, para connection ng department. Yan. Ito, lagyan natin siya ng works for. Because employees works for department. Ito naman is, natin naman na siya ng department manages the employee. And employee works on activities. So, okay na lahat. Lagyan natin siya ng ating mapping cardinality na 1 is to 1, many to many, 1 to many, mandatory, or optional. So first, the department is works employee. Department manages the employee. So department po tayo, natin siya ng optional, optional to many. Optional. Let's find optional. Where's the optional? Let's find the optional. 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 Department manages one department, one optional. Main employee. So let's use this cardinality. Oops, sorry for the interruption. Let's delete this and use another optional. Let's use another optional tutorial. So, parang ako yung na-restore. Shooter, kailangan ko shooter. Optional. I think this is it, pero dito yun eh. Let ano lang muna. Tumawag tayo ng ibang ano. Yan. Wala tayong manap na ano eh. Proper. Yan. Kaya ko lang siya ng ano. Ng basic. It's fine. Small. O kaya bilog. Para sa pagpapaano ng ito. Yan. Let's use this for a optional sign. So, yun. So, department to employee. Let's use this as and mandatory. Optional to mandatory. Sorry po, mabagal tayo ngayon. Ayun, that's it for the department to employee. So next, employee to department naman tayo. Kasi employee works for the department. Ayun, we will use a 1 is to many. 1 is to many. Not many. Many mandatory. So, many mandatory. Many mandatory. Many mandatory. Let's use again para mas madali. Ito, siya. Pero kung prefer nyo gumamit nung nasa relationship, pwede naman siya. Pero mas matagalan tayo dun eh. Tapos dito makita natin kung ano ba talaga. So yun, minus to many. Natin siya ng dalawang experiences. Yan, many to 1. Department, 1 to many. Mandatory. Let's put some line. This, para magkaroon siya ng mandatory sign. Yun. That's it. Tapos na tayo sa department to employee and employee to department. Next, next employee works on activities. So we will put another, ayan, let's do the basic. Nawala. Sorry. Make some to my tree. I'm so happy. Let's do this again. Made mandatory. Works on activities. That's it. Many activities because student can have many activity. Kaya pagsabay sa estudyante lahat ng activity. Let's assume that is meant to many because I already try my best. And mandatory. Yun, that's it. Our simple ER diagram. So again, department can manage employees and department an employee works for the department. Main employee works for one department. An employee many can have many to many activities, work on many to many activities. So that's it. We have a three entity and each entity the department has two attributes which department ID, department name, and employee has attributes of em- employee ID, name, and address. And activities has and the activity has a two attributes which is activity ID and the activity name. So that is the simple ER diagram. So we have a lot of example of this, but this is the very usable ER diagram example. So that's it. Hope you like it. So yun lamang ang ating basic step on how to create an ER diagram. So again, let's recall our topic for today. Our next this topic is about the entity relationship data model. We talk about the conceptual data model, and we have the entities, attributes, and relationship. And natin yung mga what is entity and what is attributes. We have two entity types, the weak entity type and the strong entity type. We have attributes, mapping cardinality, which is na may one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many, and recursive. And this is the guide to make a ER diagram. We have entity type, which is the rectangle, weak entity type, meron siyang dalawang rectangle, may rectangle pa sa loob, may cover siya, meron siyang border, at sa relationship naman is diamond, at sa attribute naman na tayong ellipse, oblong. At sa multivalue naman, may tayong double ellipse, tapos sa drive naman meron tayong dotted ellipse. Tapos, ito yung mga mapping cardinality natin, which is 1, 1, many, mandatory, and optional. You can use this over and over. We have 1 to 1, many to 1, many to many mandatory, many may optional, 1 mandatory to 1 mandatory to many mandatory to many optional, 1 mandatory to 1 optional, or 1 optional to 1 mandatory. O basta yun. Pwede mo siyang gamitin pang paulit-ulit. Basta hangga't merong relationship sa isang diagram. So yun, this is yung katulad nung ginawa natin kanina na ER diagram, basic ER diagram. Meron siyang department name, project, employee, tapos meron siyang mga attributes and the relationship type. So how to transform the ER diagram into a relationship schema. So as we can see, this is the fully transformed ER diagram. This is this is the complete ER diagram as we can see in this picture. So how we can transform the ER diagram into a relational schema. First, two entities at a time. Number one, apply rule number one, many to many regardless of entity participation. As you can see, we use a mapping cardinality many to many regardless of entity participation. We have employee into project because the employee works on the project. Many to many. Employee works many optional works mandatory many project. So first, we have employee and we have the primary key, employee ID, name, address, birth date, and the project we have the primary key, which is project ID, project name, and in the relationship type is work works on. We have a two foreign key. We have employment ID and the project ID, and its attributes are so apply rule number one, many to many, regardless of entity participation. Next, apply rule number two. Rule number two is one to many mandatory on the many sides. So as we can see, employee works for department, one to many, one department, and many employee. So mandatory yung nakalagay sa both side niya. Both sides mainly, both sides is mandatory. So we have employee and has a primary key, employee ID, name, address, birth date, and the foreign key, department ID. We have department ID that has a primary key, department ID, and attributes department name. Next, next step is, and the last step is to apply rule number 5, one-to-one, mandatory on the one side. We have employee manages department, department manages employee. So we have employee and as attributes of primary key, employment ID, employee ID, name, address, birth date, and foreign key department ID. And we'll do department ID, primary key of department, and department name, and foreign key employment ID. So that is the way to transform ER diagram into a relational schema. And we have the complete relational schema. So employee, so employment ID, and my name, my address, my birthday, at my department name. And we have a project na mayroong primary key na project ID and project name. Department, and we have department, may department ID at department name. Mayroon din siyang, dito makita natin meron siya employment ID. So, sa works naman, dun sa relational type natin is meron tayong hours. Meron tayong dito mapapaloob yung employment ID, employee ID, and project ID. Yun yung magiging foreign key ng ating relationship type. So, that's it. So, that is how we create a ER diagram in this video. Hope you enjoy our tutorial video for free. So, I hope na upload ng mga video this coming days. So, about sa database. So, maraming salamat sa panonood. Sana meron pa kayo sa database na apply. For mas marami pang kalaman tungkol sa topic natin. So that is all for today's video. Hope you enjoy and learn somehow to our topic. So sa ating next video, we will upload.